What is up, guys? Alright, this Bleach video is going to go over the objectives in each match. I've been in a few games, and actually, some people were confused at how to do some of the objectives. Now, some of them are pretty obvious, but I'm just going to go over every one of them to make sure that everybody knows exactly how to complete each objective, and that should hopefully make the community overall better at playing the heroes and have a much better experience. So the first objective in this room is going to be just defeat enemies. Um, each level has their own set objectives for each room, and but you won't see every objective in every level. So I'm going to also show a different level. I believe just by playing two separate levels, you'll be able to see each and every objective. So if that's not the case, then I'll edit the video and show um, more objectives. But yeah, right now it's just defeat enemies. I really like the Necromancer class in general, but I've been playing a lot of. Well, I played a few different classes, but the ones that I've played the most were the hedge classes so far, because I really like well, just everything about it. The shotgun, I like the abilities, and I was leveling the occultist up to get its heal, so I could put that on the other hedge classes. Alright, the objective in this next room is basically a point capture objective. So this is solo, so I don't have to capture as many. I only have to capture 2 uplinks, but in co-op mode or versus mode, you'll have to capture 3 of them. But it's simply just stand in the area, and you'll see the bar going up until you capture them. In this particular level, um, there's one at the very top, one in the middle. There's always going to be more total that you can get. Also, if any high health bar enemy like this gets into the circle, then it'll stop the upload. The regular enemies, like those dogs, will not stop it. Only the multi-barred enemies. The best way to do this is to have the people split up um, on all 3 if possible, and if you can, one that's a little hard to get to away from the other ones. That way, it'll make the Veil Demon enemies harder to get to you and stop you from completing it. That one can fail quite a bit if you don't plan ahead of time, or plan while you're in there who's going to take which thing. And also for the upload, if you are getting attacked or there's a bunch of enemies that are stopping the upload, then you can try going to a different one. So it's another good idea to go to uploads that are near each other if you can when you're by yourself. That way you have a better chance at actually completing them. This one is just another defeat enemies. The objectives are not random, at least at this point in time. So once you know the order of the objectives for each level, it'll be that way every time. So you can plan ahead when you're going into each room. And again, since this is solo, it's a little bit easier to complete the objectives. But I just wanted to showcase how you actually do the objectives, so you can be prepared when you play with other people. Now this next objective is probably the one that I see fail the most. It's basically a delivery objective. So this one, you'll have to kill enemies, and when you kill the enemies, they drop veil beacons, and then you have to take those veil beacons. You'll see the little like soul icon um, above your health bar, and it tells you how many you have, and you just go to the drone to deposit them. Again, it's a little bit less in solo. It's only 30, but in co-op and versus, you'll need to deposit 40 of them. And the stronger enemies will drop more at once. So it's a good idea to team up on these multi-barred enemies, and also really good if you can group the enemies up together and then have some strong AoE. But yeah, in solo it's just really easy because the AI doesn't do the objectives, so they make it easy and they make you not need as much. So I already have enough to complete it. But normally that can get really difficult, especially when you're playing against a player, Veil Demon, and they're putting a bunch of traps out and summoning elites and stuff like that. But the main thing, which was that objective, was the one that I've seen the most people were confused about. Just literally kill the enemies, look for the souls on the ground, pick them up, and then take them to deposit them at the drone. Sometimes the button itself is kind of glitchy, so you'll go to deposit, but it won't actually do it, and you have to be in the right position too. Like you can't be like it can't be behind you, otherwise it won't work. So you gotta if you didn't deposit, just try and change your position until it works. This is just another kill enemy one. Um, but that's actually. Oh wait, no, there is one more objective on this level, so I'll get to that one after this room. But basically, it's a escort mission, which is another one that's can be hard to complete. So I would say the Veil Beacon deposit and the escorts are probably the two hardest ones to complete, especially when you're playing against um, another player, a player Veil Demon. It is nice to just be able to bowl through everything like this.
Julia, all those people. I mean, how can Lucius believe that what he's doing is right? He can't be in his right
They
mind.
usually also make the path longer
Over here,
to the last one,
they don't
to the
belong
last
here.
objective.
Their stories and nightmares.
Right, so this one is two drone escorts. Now you only need to escort one of them,
This was
but they'll go in
all
different paths. So it's a good idea
to where he had to
because
deposit.
this is just like the point capture objective, where if there's enemies like these types of enemies with multi bars in the area, it won't move. So to make it harder for the enemy, you it's a good idea to actually escort two of them. Again, this is solo, so the AI won't actually do anything. They make it a little quicker. But when you're playing with other people, it's a good idea usually to try and escort two. And I'm not actually sure if it's faster or not when you have more people. But if it is, definitely have basically two on each one. And if one gets a little bit overrun, you can try, you know, having like one person distract them, and then the other people all go and escort the other one. But the biggest thing is just to keep the enemies out of the area. This one is really difficult, especially against a player because they know that, so they'll go and like possess those multi-barred enemies, or they'll send elites out and stop you. So there's a lot of different ways that the Veil Demon can stop you from completing that objective. So that one will take a little bit of time and definitely communication and preparation on your team's part. But the biggest thing is definitely try to get two going at once. That way, the Veil Demon has to split up and can't just focus on one area. But those are all the objectives on this level. Um, The other two levels that are currently in the game also have most of these objectives. The only other objective that's actually in the game currently that's not on this level is the artifact delivery. So I'll be showing you that next. Alright, so the last objective that's currently in the game is the artifact delivery, which is probably the easiest one. Um, while playing in alpha though, I did see, for some reason, people didn't always realize that they had the artifact. So you'll see it on the ground. I'll go ahead and deliver it now, but you'll see this artifact floating around you, and if you don't realize you have it because you might be next to other people, just move and you'll see it, following you around like this. And you just take it to the drone point that's listed on the map. This is solo, so it's only 2 artifacts. If you're playing co-op or versus, you'll need to deliver 3, but it's still pretty easy. Even if you can't see it like now, it'll show an icon on the map. So you just go to it, pick it up. Well, you just walk over it, it'll pick it up, and then you just go and deliver it to the point. Pretty straightforward. And there's set points that they can spawn at, though the spawn points, it'll randomly pick one of the set spawn points. But you can pretty much be in one of the areas, have one person try and prepare for it, or you could have 2 people prepare for it, but either way, you don't need to plan it out too much. It's pretty easy to deliver it, even when you have a good Veil Demon trying to stop you. So that's all of the objectives currently in Breach. Just to do a recap, the one I just did was the artifact delivery. You just pick the artifacts up and then deliver them to the point. The other one is just defeat enemies. One is capture points. You just stand on the points and capture them. You have to capture 3 if you're in co-op or versus. One is to deliver the Veil Beacons to the designated points. So you just kill enemies, pick up their soul Veil Beacons, and deliver them to the points until you have enough. And then the last one is escort the drone to the designated area. So hopefully I helped you figure out all the objectives in Breach. If you liked the video, then please like and subscribe and click the bell to get notified. I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos. I think the next video that I'll be doing will be some sort of a build guide, probably for the Hedge class. Just an overall guide on the class, all their abilities, how well they interact with each other, gems, gear, that kind of thing. So look forward to that, and thanks for watching.